Welcome to Mudding with Beags live. Got special guest Ray from the new channel Boston Ray Mudflood Adventures, formerly known as Michelle L. Welcome, Ray.
How you doing, Biggs?
I'm doing pretty good.
Just chilling, man. I can't wait to get into this.
Cool. So you went out and you did some recording and based it off my old video, the Cheers Boston Beacon Hill Mudflood video. And
I loved your Cheers video. You know, the song, the Cheers song, everybody knows your name. We love it here. We love that song in Boston. In Boston, everybody does know everybody's name. It's crazy like that. It's a small city, but it's big. But it's like if you're from Boston, everybody pretty much knows you everywhere you go. It's like
a lot of good community there.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let me go ahead and share the screen, and we'll start looking at your video, and we'll just talk about what we see. We're going to go mudding here. Okay, we're in the Boston Common area of the Beacon Hill subdivision, I believe, of Boston, Massachusetts, and Ray is going to give us a little tour here, and here we go.
All right, so I took a different way in this time because I went a different way the other time, and I was like, let me see what's on the left side and get a different angle of the buildings and stuff like that. So I went on. This is the left. If you're facing the front of the Boston Common,
okay,
it's in the middle of the city, the Common area.
Boston, the Common is the green area we're seeing right there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And there's a parks and there's all kinds of monuments and all kinds of weird stuff there.
And the Beacon Hill neighborhood is what we're looking at in the background, correct?
Yeah, it's right in front of Beacon Hill. It's pretty much, I think it's part of Beacon Hill. Well, they said that there was 3 hills. They called it the Tri-Hill area back in when they settled it.
I've done some research, a little bit of research, and I found out, I always thought, and this is my ignorance, I always thought that the Beacon Hill was in where the Boston Common is, but it's not. Thought that. It was behind the State House.
The Boston Common is on Bunker Hill. I mean the monument. The monument is on Bunker Hill. Oh yeah, you remember on the last video?
That's a different hill. There's the 3 hill. The Beacon Hill was originally a hill with 3 peaks, and it was behind the State House.
All right. Yep.
But I always thought it was in the Boston Common. It was my ignorance because I've never been to Boston.
Listen, the Boston Common is like right here, and right when you stop, there's one part of the Boston Common where you walk out and you're on the State House steps. So the State House practically touches the Boston Common.
Right.
There's just one street that goes in between the Boston Common and the State House.
Yeah, I think the State House is over here to the right. Anyway, we'll look at that another time. I'm going to go ahead and
yeah, we will.
Tell me what you're seeing. It might freeze up a little bit here and there. It's the hard drive doing something. It'll go.
Right. So that's just basically like an open field. Like there's a lot of stuff throughout that whole place, but you can see the gold dome sticking up through the bushes right there, through the trees. Yeah. That's what I was trying to show. I got the gold dome on a lot of other videos, and I don't think I got it in this video, but I'll show it another time.
We'll have you go look at that sometime. That's definitely on the to-do list.
It's right there. There's a gold dome right there. Yeah. There's all kinds of buildings around here that are mud flooded, and churches and conical roofs with Antiquitech, and there's big buildings. And I noticed a lot of the cool stuff is so high up on the building. It almost seems like it's done by design. Like
that's a big arch straight ahead.
Yeah, all the buildings, every building. Okay, if you look at it individually, is a mud flooder. But the way they put them in a big long line like that, and they stick them all together in blocks, and it's almost like a train, because like a train car, like they're so close together.
It's
when
like
you
a
look at
circuit board.
When you look at it all at once, and one, like if you don't separate the buildings, it just kind of all blends together. And it just, it's when you actually pick one building and say, oh, and you look up at the top, you start seeing all this weird stuff.
I bet that was a porthole right there. That looks like a laurel leaf of control there, and that might have had a porthole in it originally, which would have been part of a wind catching system. Right. Oh, you zoomed in there.
Yeah, I zoomed in on the. All right, that reminds me of
right there. That right there might have been a porthole at one time.
Yeah, it probably was. There's another one on the other side of the building. There's so many of those little portholes. I noticed them now, Beag, since you pointed them out. I never really paid attention. I just thought it was a square window, but now, a circle window. But now,
well, a lot of them have been removed because they weren't later on. They were ineffective for the the HVAC systems, and they removed a lot of them. A lot of times, they also, I learned, when they were taking the roofs off and repairing the roofs, they would remove them because it was a pain in the ass to put them back. There's some big arches right there. Check out those things.
It's everywhere, Beags, and there's so many. I can't even. If we had a team of people to go and just videotape this whole place, like 4 or 5 of us, and just each take a block, because Boston's all blocks, like a computer board. You know, it's all blocks and corners. That's how you figure out how to get around. Like,
you see that? You see those little blocks right there on the right here and right here and right here? Mm-hmm. That is ventilation into the underground.
Yeah, these buildings go so far, so many levels under the ground, you won't even believe it. I couldn't believe it. Out of all the buildings I've looked at in Boston, these ones seem to go the lowest. Like the Chairs building, where I'm heading. This is where I'm walking right now. There's
ventilation right there into the vault. I bet you a nickel that had pavement light in it right there. I bet if you could get an old picture of that building, I bet it had pavement light at one time.
Well, the subway goes under there, and that goes floors and floors and floors deep. You got to walk down a lot of steps to get in there. That's under,
Yeah, but see, the subway will be under the streets. Up under the sidewalk will be the vaults.
Yeah, I looked down under a few of them, and it goes down. One grate, and then a story down or 2 stories down, there's another grate. And then you can see through that 2 more stories under is another grate. And then you can see is another grate. It goes down 4 or 5 grates. It's 6 or 8 stories. And then I was thinking, well, what are they under the chairs building? And I was thinking, well, maybe it's a wine cellar, but that wouldn't explain all those floors. Maybe it is a wine cellar, but it wasn't originally a wine cellar. It was part of the old building or whatever melted down or flooded. And they turned it into a wine cellar.
Ray's shaky phone work here. He's doing the best he can. He needs new equipment, needs new phone, needs laptop, needs gimbal, needs microphone, needs equipment. So if you guys want to support his work, his links will be in the descriptions on both the videos.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I could use it. God bless you all. So the flagpoles. Caleb Wilkinson told me to look at the flagpoles. He was pointing it out to me the other day.
Look at that hole.
Yep. Yeah, those go down to a door. Those go. You'll see the ones coming up. I show it. Those are people live down there. That's someone's door. It goes down far. Everything's under the ground here. Everything's under the ground here. And it goes way up, dude. It goes so far up, and the streets are so narrow that when you can't get a good view with a camera.
No.
I gotta aim straight up, and it's always at an angle. If I go across the street, there's cars in the way. So, in trees, and the way it's almost done by design, so people won't notice what's up above and all around the buildings.
Yep, it's difficult to get the shots.
You see the bushes? You see how they have bushes right there? That's blocking me, so I can't see how deep it goes behind the bushes.
And that's on purpose. They're hiding this stuff. That's the wrought iron does it too. Look at those windows right there. Those are amazing. Those right there, that's really beautiful architecture right there.
Which one? The square windows?
No, well, those two, but the ones over, you're coming up on them here. That's beautiful wrought iron work there, by the way.
Dude,
Look at that, man.
this,
Wow.
this wrought iron stuff is
Right,
all over
right,
Boston.
right
And
there. Look at
it's
that.
old.
Look at that window. That is amazing.
Yeah. There's so much stuff here. And it goes so deep. But right now I was just trying to get the chairs and just trying to get a few blocks up to chairs where I was my target where I was supposed to go. It was like everything, so much stuff along the way. I just wanted to stop and take pictures. I didn't even take any photos because I just didn't have time and I don't have space. And
that might have been a coal hole cover at one time right there.
Yeah, it's like this every single place has something where it goes under the ground where either like a
look at that. Look how crazy that is right there. I mean, you got a door here, you got windows, and then you got a boxed window coming out, but bay window coming out of there. That's crazy.
Yeah,
look at that. Who builds like that? That's insanity.
If you just walk along and you don't pay attention, look how low it goes, dude.
You see those fleur-de-lis patterns right there? Those represent the flat Earth.
All right. And see how they're facading? I got them facading. This is them. They're working right now. As I was walking by, they were working. They were all checking me out to see if I was there for them. They wanted to see if I was like there to record them working. Like, I don't know. They're, who knows? But I wasn't there for them. I was just trying to get they're blocking everything. I can't see nothing. They come in, they change everything like that. They block it off. You can't see nothing. And then when they leave, they take everything down with them, and everything looks completely different. It's crazy how they do it. The facaders, I call them. I don't know.
That is just. I mean, this way of building is just insane. It just doesn't make any sense.
No.
And it'd be one thing if it was just Boston, but it's not just Boston. This is all around the world.
And then when you look up the history, none of it really makes sense at all.
I mean, can you imagine the water issue you would have with the water running down the steps right there? And the water would just run right into your door.
It gets flooded.
Right there. Okay, it snows. The snow comes in. Where's the snow got to melt to? Through the door.
Yeah.
It melts right into the door.
It's gonna snow.
Scrub cartouche right there. That's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. There's so much around here. We're gonna have a lot of fun, Beags, going on these Mudflood adventures.
Oh, I've been starting to study on the history of Boston, and it's such a big pile of horse shit.
It is. I've been studying it too. I've been studying the history of Boston too. There's a lot of history here, but it's all the history they tell you is bullshit.
And it's very complicated history.
I was standing up next to the door to try to show you how big this doorway was, but then
wow.
I was doing it to a lot of doorways, and then people were getting sketched out because it's a really expensive neighborhood. It's right next to the State House. There's a lot of politicians that live there, a lot of cops, a lot of probably very prominent people. It costs a lot of money to live there.
And I understand. I get that. I from their point of view, I understand that. You imagine, put yourself in their shoes. You'd understand that too.
Yeah,
you're coming up on Cheers here, I believe.
Yeah, this is Cheers.
Yeah, there it is. There's Cheers.
I went into the little front place right there. I walked in the front, and they got the Cheers song playing when you walk in. Yeah. Right now, when I went there, it was closed. I took the Cheers thing. Yep, there it goes. I was gonna go in and get something to eat and just like sit there and take it all in, but it was closed. I went early in the morning because I didn't have a lot of time. I was like, get it done. There won't be a lot of people out. I can just go in. I walked in. I went into as many places as I could get into. So this, I could get in easily. I walk right in. Boom. I check the door. I'm like, I'm going to see if the door's open, I'm going in.
You got Phoenician shells there. Phoenician shells right here.
Yeah, that was all metal, wrought iron still. Right. It was old. It was old. And then I was like, let me see what's in there. Boom. Checking the door. Locked. Not going in. If it was open, I probably would have went in. And if someone was in there, I just act like I was lost or something. like looking for directions. Like, oh, sorry, this isn't the McClansky building. Yeah.
That wrought iron's amazing.
So yeah, there's the menu, dude. I got the menu for chairs, dude. Well, that's not the menu. That's a order approval of temporary business or something, so they can look at. Yeah, that's old. You see that rust on that. When I was there, I noticed that the rust from that iron on that stone is old. So yeah, I was just trying to get a little bit of the menu. So you got, if you could pause it, you know, whatever you guys want, and look at the menu later on. But I thought Beags would want to see the menu too.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I went in. I was gonna try to get in, and you know, if it was early and they were open, it was like 8, 9 a.m. But they don't open till 11. It said.
You know, I did my original video because I remembered Cheers being where they had in the opening, they showed this opening here in the opening of the TV show. Those stairs that you just went down, they showed that in that TV show, and I was thinking, man, I wonder if that was a set or if it was real. And when I looked into it, it was real. Now they didn't film it there, but that was where the facade of the outside was where the concept of where the bar came from. And so I thought, man, that there's capacitors. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I found one roof with capacitors that are still metal. I'd never seen metal capacitors before. They're always cemented. You know what I mean? Like cemented over. So I always think that they're stone. But no, they are. They're metal. I found one building here where they're like, look like they're copper. Unless they're painted a copper color. They're coming up. You'll see them. I got them.
And maybe they were gilded in copper.
They look like they're brand new. They don't have any stone on them at all, but they're capacitors.
Maybe they're up. Maybe they restored them and changed them or something like that too. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to tell. I mean, that's why the old pictures are so important. Oh, they're chemtrailing us. I see.
X. Yep. X marks the spot. I just had to. I don't know. I had to document it. I mean, we'll put that on file for later. This is
outside the building. Those are windows into Cheers.
That's the Cheers building. That's the side. It's on the corner. So that's how we tell where we are in Boston, by the corner. Like, meet me at the corner of Tremont and whatever. You know, like, this is look, you can see how low it goes down, how many floors it goes down. Some of them look like they got leaves. Like right there, you can't see it because there's leaves in there. Yeah. But like on this one, you can see it. Or maybe the next one. One of them, I look in, and it goes way down. It goes down for floor. You see that? Pause it.
Wow.
Look at that. Pause it. Yeah. Look how many floors that goes down. Dude, you can't even see the bottom. You can't see the bottom. That's not the bottom. I could see way down. I was afraid. And you can see if you look at the side of the building, there's windows. And then if you look at the next floor down, you can see where there used to be a window.
Hey, next time you see that, drop a penny.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Beags. I never thought of that. Or anything. Drop a rock, a pebble, something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see down there, like there's trash down there. But look, you see there's a window. And there's still more windows underneath, but they got them bricked in. And they're old. You could tell. There might have been a doorway. I can't even tell, but it's some sort of a square window or a doorway.
You got diamond symbology right there. Right there, you see it?
Yeah. But I was thinking like these places, the bars, they probably had a wine cellar, right? But then I was thinking, well, a wine cellar was probably just repurposed Mudflood bullshit that was under the ground.
Speakeasies. I mean, there's root cellars. I mean, it's all horseshit narrative.
I wish I knew someone that worked at Cheers or something where I could get in there somehow. Or I'm gonna still try to go in sometime, but
there's portholes.
Yep, there's another capacitor up there on the left.
They have been modernized. They've probably taken the porthole, the moving, swiveling porthole out and replaced it with a sealed window, but that was originally a porthole.
This building even looks a little different from when you filmed it like a few years ago on your video. Like they changed some stuff, right? I thought it, like the color I've seen some other pictures of the chairs building where the bricks didn't look as red. It almost looked like it was a different color, but it was the same building.
That's interesting. I don't know.
We'll have to look it up.
This is the road that
yeah, this is Byron.
Got kicked off of.
Yeah, this is Byron Street. All right, I went down there filming for Beags, and it was a cloudy day. It was rainy. It was overcast. There's a lot of haze and humidity. Plus, I had my camera set on the wrong thing, so
look at all those windows that are blocked in, and there's portholes here too, and there's one down on the bottom here too. I noticed.
And these Irish guys came up.
Those are copper. That would have been part of I believe that had something to do with the free energy system. Anything copper. See, that's a port. That was a porthole. Now they've changed it. That's a modern window, but they've changed it. You can tell by the glass. Yeah, and all that you're saying about the brass, the framework, like all around the windows, a lot of the buildings around there have this brass, green brass, like lime rusted brass all around the windows, or like it was either brass or copper because it's lime. Hey, Ray, what is that? Yeah, here we go. Oh my God, dude, this blew my fucking mind. I was walking down the street and I was like, you make a better door than a window. Look at it. On the wood fire. Keep talking. You make a better door than a window. Look at that. All right, that's a window now, but it has a door. It's a window. It's a window-sized door, but it's a window, but it looks like a door. You see what I'm saying? It looks like a door, but it's a window. It's like a half door, but that's not their front door. Their front door is right there to the right. And there's another one on the opposite side of it, pointing on the opposite window. You'll see it in a second. So there's two windows there that look like they used to be doors, or they cut a half a door and used it to block in the window because the ledge is so short up on the steps that if it was a window, someone could easily just climb in and break in their house. So they did that to board up the window. That's crazy. Or it used to be a door and they bricked it up, but I don't know. Maybe it was always There's another one.
Yeah, there's two of them.
There's two.
Why does that make any sense?
That's insanity.
And look, it looks like it's like, yeah, and they got cameras on it too. That whole neighborhood, they came up to me, man. These Irish guys, I don't know if they were workers, cops. They told me that it was a private street. That's a coal hole cover right there. There's another one right there. There's two coal hole covers. Yeah. So that means it's hollow below your feet. Yeah, you could feel it when you're walking. It's very hollow. You could feel it. There's nothing there. Those are coal hole covers. That is a hollow sidewalk. Yep, it is. Even the street feels hollow, to be honest with you. And these buildings are so tall, guys. Like, and the street is so narrow. I was in the middle of the street right here. I'm not on the sidewalk. I'm in the middle of the street filming up at the building. See, I'm not on the sidewalk. It looks like I'm on the sidewalk. Did you have trouble with people confronting you this time? Yeah, a few people, came up to me and said, like, what are you doing? Or what are you filming for? Or, and asking me questions, just being nosy. But it's almost like you could tell they don't want you there. Like the other guys try to tell me it was a private street. They pay to maintain it. And I can't film on the street. And like, why? And they may be right about that. I looked a little bit into it, and it's possible they are correct. They might be in their legal right to say that, but I don't know for sure. And I would honestly, I wouldn't press it. It's not worth it. Yeah. Just got something weird right there. You see that? How the angle goes down? Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing is like the whole street is like a big hill. It's leading up to a hill. The direction that I'm walking, Beacon Hill, is like the street goes further up, and it goes up a big hill at the other end. All the streets right there go up a huge hill. So this is really kind of at the bottom of a hill. This part of the street, if you think about it, because it's a big slope. Yep, there's the fencing. Ethereal fencing, right? Yeah, ether fencing. I believe it was kind of like it would it either gathered the ether or it
kind of reflected, kind of like a Wi-Fi antenna does, where it kind of just broadcasts the energy.
Yeah.
But I'm not. This is just my thinking. I don't know for sure. That's above my pay grade. There's other people that are more deeper into how the ether energy worked and
I have
all that. You know,
I have a few videos on my channel. One that Truth Seeker put up, Jen, Truth Seeker 69. It tells you how the Antiquitech works. It's called How Antiquitech Worked. And,
there was probably something here. They've modified this. They've done something here that all this has been changed.
It's like that everywhere. You see spots of brick where they bricked it in and they changed it.
That's been changed. They made a major renovation here. That brick and that brick are different. They changed that.
There's a lot of brick workers just in the neighborhood, just always around, just seem to be working.
Look at that door.
Yeah, that one's really small. I stepped up to it, and I didn't want to record too close to any doors, because they started saying stuff to me. They started getting a little scared because I was walking up near their doors. They didn't know what I was doing.
They might be thinking you're peeking stealing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not trying to do nothing like that. I'm just trying to film I told them I'm just trying to film the architecture. But look at this. So that's I'm 5'8.5". Okay.
Wow.
So you can tell that's about 3.5 feet door, and it goes down. When you open it up, there's like steps that go into the apartment. And then they got it like stacked up, so there's like all these buildings, and then there's like all these buildings behind them, and it's brick everywhere. Brick everywhere. Look, the sidewalk's brick, the wall is brick. Look at this. There's a doorway right here that doesn't look right. That ledge right there just doesn't look right to me. I don't know. And then the bricks are so old. They're so old, like you can see, like they look like they were burnt and cracked and melted in some spots, and then some of them are new, but you can tell the really old ones. They're all chipped.
That's really weird right there. Let me watch this again. Who the hell builds like this? Watch, look how this door is in the ground. Okay. The door can't even open this way. It has to open to the inside. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, it was on trash day.
Why would you not put it up another 6 inches and open your damn door?
It doesn't even look proper at all. It's not even. It's like slanted like a circle at the top. Like they just took some kind of tool and just cut through it.
Yeah.
Like they chiseled their way into it almost. It looks like, to me, some of them. Some of the doorways look like they're chiseled out. Like it was, like, they chiseled their way into the wall, dude. They made a door.
Check that out.
Yeah, these ones are really deep. These ones are. Well, this is the whole block where chairs is all around the same block.
That was a coal hole cover there. Did you see it?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those covers all along the sidewalk, Beags. There's so many I wouldn't even be able. If I stopped for every one, I mean, I could. We could do a whole show called Coal Hold Covers. The coal hold covers of Boston.
take video of them, because the old coal hole covers had intricate designs in them.
Oh yeah, look at that one. That one almost has like a sun design or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
They can be really interesting to look at.
I never pay attention to them, Beags.
Well,
I'm so used to living here, Beags, man.
You're learning, man. You're learning.
I'm learning.
There's thank you. Right there up on the top left.
But you know what? Yeah, but I noticed, because I lived here my whole life, Beags, and I'm so used to these buildings being around.
You're the same way I was about my hometown. I didn't think there was anything there, and it was full. We don't notice these things.
Yeah, man. Now I realize I feel like I live in a different place, like a completely different Boston now.
Oh yeah, you're just getting started. I mean, you're just really getting your feet wet.
And it really feels weird to me because I moved away and I live kind of like on the edge of Boston now, and I used to live in the city. So like it's really different for me from when I used to live there. It's like the old place that I used to know is completely gone. I can't even go back and visit.
Statue or something, whatever. What is that?
I couldn't tell what it was, man. It was a little man, like an elf, or like it looked like an elf, like one of Santa's elves. That's what I thought, but it can't be a Santa elf.
I don't know what the hell that is.
It looks like an Asia guy, a Chinaman. But that's not the Chinese part of town. That's
I don't know what it is. That's
and
odd.
look at the way that roof looks up there. That's what I noticed too. It was like
There's portholes across the top there, arched windows.
But that's a different building. You see what I'm saying? That, to the right and to the left, it looks like it's the same building. They blend them in together, but it's not. Those are two completely different buildings.
There's a coal hole cover right there.
Dude, everything's blended in here, and there's cars in the way. You see that? I can't get it. I can't go around without looking like I'm breaking into someone's car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You'll get better at this, but you'll figure out little tricks, doing it. But you're gonna have to feel your way, because it's it's a daunting task to do what you're doing here without freaking people out. You know what I mean?
When I do this, I wear cards around my neck, so it looks like I have some sort of job like I'm doing, so I kind of look official.
Yeah.
And, but if I had like a gimbal with a, or even some sort of thing that looked like a real camera, more professional, they would take me more. They would take me more serious, I think. Yeah. I'm just walking around with my cell phone, like taking pictures with like a hoodie on. They're like, what is this guy doing?
That's a suggestion that I'll make, is to dress not nice, but maybe try to kind of dress for the neighborhood you're going to. You know what I mean?
I was also thinking of making Mudflood Adventures like business cards. So like if someone says, hey, who are you? Well, look, this is my channel. Here's my card. You know what I mean? Check it out. I'm legit. I'm not messing around. Look at that big, huge thing right there. From far away, I didn't notice that. The gate, the design on that gate right there. I mean, from when I was down there, I didn't notice it. But now when I'm on like home watching it, I noticed the way that iron is. It's almost like the sun setting on the horizon right there, up at the top. Like what do you call it? The half flat Earth asterisk.
Yeah,
I call it the sunset.
I could make a case of that being a half flat Earth asterisk, because you have your vertical, you have your horizontal, and this line here and this line here and this line here and this line here could represent the torus. So yes, exactly, that could be a flat Earth asterisk.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I didn't see it until I watched it. When I was there, I didn't even think there was a gate. You won't notice these things until later. When you look, that's why we're doing this, because you're going to see things that you didn't see. Yeah, and like you've been showing, like you showed me about the coal hole covers. I'm going to start like studying them, taking photos of them. I see them all the time, everywhere.
That right there may have been originally might have been a porthole. Maybe. Yeah. And look at that little dog head right there. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I never noticed them. It looks like a Doberman Pinscher, right? A Doberman Pinscher.
Or
a Beagle.
No, it reminds me of a a Dachshund.
A Dachshund?
A wiener dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what we call him. Yeah, a hot dog. We call him a hot dog.
Hot dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It may not be. I'm just saying it's kind of.
No, I know. Yeah. I know what you mean. I see all kinds of weird animals and, like I said, flowers in the stone, and I can't even tell if it's like anything I've ever seen. Like it's a dog, but I'm not sure if it's one I've ever recognized. It kind of looks familiar.
Burke's Hack and Livery Stable. Maybe that was a stable, because there was a lot of horse stables back then, and a lot of people don't know this, but the stables were on the lower levels down here of the buildings. That's where the stables were in the city.
I noticed that sign too. You see the roof right there? How it's like green,
copper. Yep, green is copper.
Because like if you know anyone who knows anything about metals, copper, aluminum, brass, they don't rust. They don't rust. They turn green. They rust with
patinas. Patinas. Yeah.
But shitty metals like iron and stuff like that will rot out and rust like really nasty.
Right.
So
did you
that's
have
how you can tell.
You're real close to the blue door, which is right here, I believe. Did you get that?
Yeah. I went up to it, but there was a car in the way this time. Last time I went there, see how there's a Jeep parked right there? It was parked up up on the sidewalk.
What's interesting about this blue door is you got a door here, and if you look at the window here, the window is literally right above the door So that means that the floor has to be here. That's the only place the floor can be, because you can't walk on the door. That means that you open this door and it goes straight down.
And there's like something right there that you gotta probably put your head down to get in.
Yeah.
To get onto the floor. You bump your head on the friggin' corner.
Right.
That's crazy. But yeah, there was a car parked right up against it. Last time I went there, I could get a little closer to it, but yeah, that's Beaver Place. And like you can tell these windows don't look right. Like they have like ledges that are like cemented. Like they look like the ledges were added.
Look at all those, how they've modified all that. They've,
yeah, that was a window.
This whole thing right here was probably a window. The whole business. This whole thing right here.
Wow.
At one time.
And that was probably like the
modified
roof. That was probably the roof of the building, like a top story.
Yeah.
Like, with big windows like that. That was probably like I don't know, the 10th story of the building, and it goes down like 8 or 10 floors. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, the only way to know is to get in the building and go down.
Yeah.
And getting in the building and going down, that's like pulling teeth, you know? I mean,
these
getting somebody to let you do that.
I believe that these people who live in these neighborhoods, this is important that I say this. I got the feeling that they are descendants of the inheritors that originally inherited these buildings. I got the sense of feeling from the neighborhood. I talked to a few people walking around and just I'm very down to earth. So if someone approaches me, I sit there and I'll talk to them. I show them that I have a good personality, and I'm just there to do what I got to do, take care of business and get out. But I noticed that these people seemed like they lived there their whole lives. And they own the place, like, you know what I mean, and it's been in their family, and they know everything, you know. So
see how that garage goes down.
Yep, they all do, man. And that was above. That was a little bit more elevated. That garage, like that was in the back, and it kind of went up, like on the street that I'm standing on right now. It's like a little low, like
there's a porthole.
This
diamond symbology here. This is an old world symbol.
Yeah, this building really caught my eye. I remember I go around it once, and then I walked down the street, and then I even came back to it because it reminded me of one of those like Italian little type style houses that you would see in, like, I don't know, like some sort of storybook or something when you were a kid.
That is a cool house though. There's a flat earth asterisk.
Yeah, man. They're everywhere. I see them everywhere now. And they love that symbol.
Yep, you'll see it. You will literally see it everywhere. It's going to drive you nuts now that I showed it to you. You're going to be like, that damn Beags.
They use it on everything.
They use it on everything. You're going to see it in modern days. They will show it today in backgrounds of things that you're like, oh my God, it's right there in front of you today. Like in like on TV, just watch TV. You'll see it all over the place.
They put it like with things around it so you don't notice it, but then it stands out to you.
Oh yeah, they'll have it in the background. I've seen, like, I was watching that show Empire one time, and the character Cookie was holding a handbag that the symbol was all over it.
My dad watches Empire. He's gonna love this, dude. When he sees, he's gonna. But yeah, that was cobblestone back there. Did you see that? There's cobblestone. There's real cobblestone everywhere. And Jen did a whole thing on cobblestone. She has a whole theory about it. You know, I didn't really. It's a lot. We'll get into it.
Yep. All right, got big old arch windows there.
Yeah, that was all open, and that reminded me of like almost like what we see on the church-looking buildings. But it was an apartment complex. But it gave me the impression that that building might have been a church at some point, and they
changed something here, and
you
this
see how it's
brick and this brick don't match. They've modified this,
and you see how it's rounded. It's like rounded right here where the windows are, and it curves and it goes around, and that's part of the same building. So, and then they have that little piece on the edge right
symbology there. Got a window that's been taken out here.
Yeah, like those two buildings aren't the same, the ones at the corner. they're not connected, but they look like they're almost the same building from far away. But when you get up close, you see they're not. But you know, it's crazy how they blend them in with each other, and they're all brick, and even underneath they're brick, even if they don't.
People gonna wonder why you're filming their trash.
Yeah, and I was like, I was gonna walk down there, but I was like, nah, because you can stand on a public street, but maybe
there's a coal hole cover right there. You see it? Coal hole cover there.
So what? Not every saw cover.
There's one of those ball thingies I've been talking about, right there.
Is every saw cover a coal hole cover, or what? No, right? The smaller ones you're talking about, right? The small circles.
That is a coal hole chute. That's a coal chute. Really small. They do have some bigger ones, and they're on the sidewalks. That's how you know they're coal hole covers. So that's a coal chute. Or now that may also be a chimney clean out, or was originally. It probably isn't now, but that was probably originally a chimney clean out or a coal chute.
Yeah, I noticed those on every building around there, and I don't see them on a lot of other. I'm gonna start looking. Maybe I haven't been noticing them, but I haven't noticed them.
You'll
on
notice
a lot of
more and more. See, they bricked that door up right there.
Yeah, there's so many bricked up doorways there. It's crazy. The cars. Look at that. The way those ledges aren't even. Look, that's like you see how it slopes up right there. Like you could tell.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And the windows right there, like under the sidewalk, you can see from the other side of the street where the sidewalk ends, and then the windows stop below the sidewalk. That's crazy. Those windows don't look like they're the right size. They look like they made them smaller from doors.
Yeah, something weird there.
Yep. The ones back, yeah. And then, yeah, like this is that house on the corner. I went around the other way and tried to. Oh yeah, look at that. The rivets. I could touch those with my hand. I reached up and touched them.
Barbed wire.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's like
that's old school barbed wire.
Yeah, it's sharp, and it's made out of steel, dude. You can't. I don't know. You can't. You couldn't bend that, and it was something. I never seen it, and I could reach up and touch it. It was right there. I was touching the stuff, seeing what it felt like. I love it. I love this type of stuff, man. This was like I was so happy that you sent me here, because it was like an adventure. It was like a real adventure for me.
Oh yeah,
this building was fun.
It was an adventure, dude, just looking at it on Google. That's when I did it.
In my backyard, dude. Like in my own neighborhood. I have subscribers who want to go on Mudflood adventures with me. I'm like, sure. I'm like, come out to Boston. I'm like, we'll do a show. You know, I'll take you.
Why not?
Why not? Come visit. You know, have fun. So
why not?
We'll see.
Do it.
Yeah, I will. If anybody wants to ever go, if anyone wants to go and do something, if they're ever in Boston, hit me up, dude. We'll go make some Mudflood videos. You know, why not? I'm always around. I'm always just walking around doing nothing.
You're breaking up a little bit. If Ray's breaking up a little bit, that's my fault. I'm having trouble on my end with the internet. So sorry for any delays or anything like that. We're gonna try to keep this going. If it messes up too bad, we'll do this again. And you won't know that because we'll do it right. But
so I noticed that there's different bricks, right? There's different color bricks. There's like a deep dark red. There's like a red like that kind of looks like I don't know, like a
right.
Like, and then there's that one, that color. It almost like a more orangey type of color. And then there's like yellow, and then there's different shades of yellow too. There's like a real like bright yellow one. There's one that's like off white. It just, I don't know. I've been just paying attention to the different colors in the brick. You know, sometimes it's paint, but sometimes it's, and then these ones right here with the roofs like that. Look at these buildings. Oh, that window,
cool.
That window right there had the old glass beads. You know how you told me to look out for the old glass? The one on the left.
Yeah.
Right there. It had old glass. I could tell. After you told me how it's like poured and it's uneven, I could tell it looked like that. And it was like almost like, yeah. So
it's hard to tell in the video. Yeah.
I wouldn't have noticed it before.
Your eye is much better than a video, by the way. Your eyes see much.
But I could probably look at that. There's probably a way I could get a better camera too. There's probably like, I don't know, if I had a better like a P900, dude, I'd be all set, dude. I could go out and I'd do really well. So that's a goal too.
I mean, first up here.
First I got to get my computer, and then I'm gonna get a P900.
Yeah.
But yeah, up at the top, it's like up at the very top, it looks like a porch up there, like a railing, like it's a brick wall at the roof. Probably you can stand up there. Who knows? There might be a swimming pool up there. Who, you know, some of these places, some of these buildings have swimming pools.
Wow, look how it's down. You see that?
Yeah.
Watch that again. It goes down to the ground.
I went in there, Beags.
Okay, you got ground level, right? See? You got your own ground level here, right? And then look, it goes down.
Yep, I went in. Watch. I walked right in, and look at this mud. They had a Mudflood photo on the wall. Watch, I caught it. I don't know what it's a picture of. You might know, Beags. Watch this. I walk in, let it play. I got a Mudflood picture that was on the wall in there. Look, I got two of them, but there was one that was really, it shows Antiquitech. Look. It was in there. Mudflood photo on the wall. I don't know what it is. It said what it was. Isn't that a trip? Mudflood Adventures. Look what I found, dude. You sent me in.
That's
and this could
crazy.
This could be the golden nugget of the whole thing. If we look into this, this might be something big, Beags. Why do they have it in the hallway?
Cool.
Why is it in the hallway, and what is it? It's in Boston. It doesn't look like Boston. It looks like Paris or something to me.
It could be.
But that's a pic. That looks like a map of Boston. So maybe that was like a.
That does look like Boston. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like Boston to me.
To me, because we looked at the map and everything. Now I
don't know. That's tough.
That's tough, but maybe later on you can go and pause it, and you know what I noticed when I take a photo now on my phone, it gives me a choice to press this button and it shows me related images from Google that look like it automatically. Maybe I should do that. I should take a picture of it. I'm gonna check it out later and see if it tells me what it is.
I've done that when you take an image of a flood building or something weird from the old times, and you do a related image search, and it comes back with some really weird stuff.
Yeah,
really
and it knows.
Stuff.
it knows what you took a picture of. It's a trip, dude. How does it know every little space where you take a picture what it is? It bugs me out, dude. It has
a been facade.
Yep, that looked fake to me. That whole thing. Oh yeah, that whole thing is a facade.
Facade.
That's brick.
Like stucco or something.
Yeah, it's some shitty
stucco, I imagine.
Yep.
Or like a concrete or something.
I touched it.
Wait, we'll see that again.
Yeah, that building, huh? That's like a brown type of brick.
When I rewind, it goes back a long ways. There's a flat Earth asterisk.
And look how big that. Yep, and look how big that doorway. Look at the size of that blue door. Look at the car. That's a Jeep.
That's big.
That's a Jeep.
That's good. You could 10 feet, maybe 12 feet, maybe. It's hard to tell.
It was huge. I was like, well, I got a picture of the car so you can tell how tall it is by the size of the car. That's like an SUV.
That's a trap door into the underground. That would have stairs below it.
That there was some of them that were slanted like this, like the right where they are. It was almost like they were crooked, like put on a, like, I don't know, like this. They were almost caving in. And when I walked on it, look, there's brick pointing from underneath right there. I got it. You see that old brick? It's sticking out. There's old brick sticking out. But yeah, when I walked over that cover, man, I felt like I was gonna just fall right through it. It was shitty. But yeah, there's a brown brick. Then we got red brick, brown brick, all kinds of brick. Those go way deep down. I was looking into those. Those ones are deep. These ones in this neighborhood are the deepest ones that I've ever seen out of the whole place.
Wow, that's a big.
Yeah, that's a big door. Yeah, man.
There's a coal hole cover.
Oh yeah, I should have started. I'm gonna.
Today, like the bigger ones, they'll use them as utilities access. So they were once coal hole covers, and now they're utilities. And you ask them about it, and they'll go, oh, "That's a utilities. That's for electric or phone or whatever." But that is what they use them for today. But back in the day when they were put there, they were coal hole covers.
Yeah, man, I can see it. I'm gonna start like taking pictures of all of them, seeing what's on them, seeing what kind of symbols they have on them. I'm gonna start checking them out. I didn't realize. I thought they were just saw covers. There's so many saw covers around here, like, you know.
And the coal hole covers will have a brand name on them too, and it's the same companies that made the pavement light.
Wow. Well, you looked into the company. You looked into the company that made the pavement light?
And the coal hole covers and the transom prism glass, yeah.
Wow. So, that's amazing, dude.
Oh, man, I go deep. I don't just take the face value of things. I look for, I go deep.
You gotta, dude, you gotta teach me, man. Teach me all the tricks that you know, man. Teach me everything. I'm here to learn, man.
There's a trap door right there. That goes down. They'll have stairs underneath that. And sometimes they had actual lifts that lifted up out of the ground too.
That was a big space right there that I showed, like a big gap where you could just big gaping hole that you look like you're gonna just fall into the earth and just disappear. Took a picture of it. I was scared, dude. That place is nuts. It goes so deep under there. I was like, I felt like I was on like you said, I could feel the hollow sidewalks when I was walking. My boots and stuff, I could feel it, man. There's nothing under there. That whole place is hollow under there. So
like in Seattle, they're having a problem with those sidewalks now, and the streets now collapsing down because they built them on loose. It's now collapsing.
Well, if you think about this, right? If the buildings were just built right on the ground level, how could they build these heavy ass buildings on a hollow sidewalk? Right? They go way under.
Well, no, they did the hollowness. Okay. From here to here would be hollow, and it's called a vault. And then every so often they would have a wall going this way, and then they would put a retaining wall right here where the curb is. So there's a retaining wall, and then it would join together with the building, but the building goes down in the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
they're separate from the building, but they're attached. They're attached to the building, but they're not part. If the vault collapsed, the building would not. There's a other thing.
I think the building was here first, and then they come in and they put streets, above it, levels above or something. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to tell, man. It's hard to even tell anymore. The way they blended in these neighborhoods. When I was walking through, I was having trouble telling what was what at one point. Like, I had to go two different days, because the first day I was kind of just all over the place because I didn't really know the neighborhood. I'd never been there. The second day, it was almost like a mouse in when they put the mouse in a maze, and then every time the mouse goes through the maze, he does better.
Like
a mouse, when they put the mouse in the maze, and he does better. He does better every time. Yes. Well, that neighborhood is like a maze because it's like all streets, like a labyrinth of streets that go around. And the first time I went one way, and I didn't like the way it came out. The second time I went a different angle and I got it right, I think. So I was like a mouse. I improved.
That right there represents the flat Earth. That, see that, the fleur-de-lis, that represents the flat Earth.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. Well, yeah,
it's called the. Well, it's the piece on top.
Yeah.
If you show it, might have to reverse it, but it's hold on, give me a second. It's whoops.
That why, you know, that thing really stuck out.
The fleur-de-lis is they call it a flower. It's a flower. This right here, that is called the fleur-de-lis. And originally, what they've told us all our times is that it's the symbol for France, but it's France uses it as their symbol, but it's not a French symbol. It's an old world symbol, and it represents the flat Earth and the torus field. It's a representation of the torus field going around the flat Earth, and the point going up is your north magnetic pole, and the two flowers going off to the side, going around, are the top of the torus.
Yeah, I know I know all about the torus field. I looked into that, and it's really cool how that you can see that design in everything. Like everything that the Earth makes has that torus field design. If you look for it, the seashells,
right,
everything. It's amazing. Yeah, I've done some research on it. I'm not like 100% on it, like the whole torus field thing, but I've been studying it. It has to do with the whole magnetic from the North Pole coming through the Earth from the center, and it reaches out on both sides like that. Yeah.
And we have a torus field around ourselves too. Have you ever noticed that a dog can tell that you're coming home?
Yeah.
My dog, you have a dog. I mean, the reason is the dog can sense your energy field, and it comes from your torus field. We all have a torus field around us.
Hold on. I mean, if you can see this. You see that? That was my dog, Beags.
Yeah.
That was Rex.
Oh, he's cool.
He passed away, but he was awesome.
Oh,
I had a Beagle too, but I don't have any pictures of him right now. But that was Rex, man. He was awesome. He was a pit bull, red nose. He was big. He was like 85 pounds. But I'll tell you about him. I'll tell you about him another time, man. When we're just chatting, we gotta finish this. But you know what I mean? But yeah, I could talk about Rex for hours, dude.
What's that note on there?
Oh,
look at that, danger.
Yeah, I know. Some of them said like UPS, leave the package somewhere, you know. But I'm not sure. You know, I should check it out. I stopped looking at all signs on doors now because of the face mask sign. I just ignore it now. I don't want to read anything about COVID, anything about the face mask and nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about that shit. It's making me sick around here. Where you are, it's probably not that bad because
I hear you there.
But it's terrible here.
No, it's not terrible here. No, it's not. People kind of. There's enough room for you not to get too close to people if you don't want to be. Now you're in a city; it's a big deal. Wait a minute, what the hell was that? Let me go back and look at that. Hold on, I saw something weird. I don't know.
There's some capacitors up there.
Look at how that door's done right there. What the hell is that?
Yeah, I know, right? It's a window coming down that's gonna like hit you in the head or something.
That's crazy.
That door was bigger. They put glass in there to make it like a smaller door.
Look at that. It goes down right here. Just drops in.
If you were going to build...
That's got to be unsafe. Look at that. You break your neck going in that thing. Look at that. How they did this header.
Imagine
that's crazy.
In the wintertime when it gets all icy, if they don't have any salt.
Yeah.
Or they ooh.
And then when the water... See, they put that lip there so the water doesn't go down in there. Why would you build like that? That is so retarded.
No,
and I'm not saying that we built that. I'm saying that, you would not build like that. It makes no sense.
You're saying we didn't build it. No, I know what you're saying. the doorways, right? They wouldn't build doorways that big for people our size. If you were building a building for us, then you wouldn't design it like that. You would design it for us, like the cars. We design the cars. Those are designed for our size. The doorways, the steering wheel, the seats fit our size. Look how big those doorways are. You would, no matter what time period you're in, you would still build a normal sized doorway, I would think.
Of course, because it costs more money. It costs more materials. It takes more time to build. It lets more air in and out as you open the door. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
I got a picture of that thing from the side right there. We missed it. And did you see weird. Did you see the windows back there? I don't remember where it was, but they had like all those circles around the glass. That was weird to me. Yeah, it almost looked like the background. It almost reminded me of the background that you use with all the. Don't you use one with purple circles?
Window. That is a. Yeah. That was. I bet that was a window, not a door. Right there, and I bet. And now I'm guessing, this is just me thinking, I bet that this door and this door were not there, and that this was a window, and it was an arch window, and this was a window, and this was a window. I bet it was 3 windows. One in the center was bigger. This door was not here. This door was not here, and that goes on into the ground. I bet that's how it looked originally. I bet it looked like 3 windows originally. That's just an opinion.
It's pretty cool how I got all the Christmas wreaths and everything. That's like a That's like some classic footage right there, Beagle. Some classic stuffed beagle, Boston at Christmas time.
Got an eagle. Got an eagle representing the Phoenix and Mercury up here, and Old World.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I think it's a phoenix, right? Have you ever heard that, Beags? That sometimes it's not an eagle, sometimes it's a phoenix.
Capacitors represent. It's a representation of a phoenix. They make it look like an eagle, but to them, it's a phoenix. They change it.
If you look at the eyes,
they show you and me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show us an eagle, but to them, they know it represents the phoenix.
And I heard if you look
at
the eyes,
that it is a phoenix.
Yep.
It's what it represents. Look, it's an exoteric. They give you an exoteric symbol of the eagle, and it represents the
phoenix.
The esoteric symbol of the phoenix.
The one on the back of the dollar bill. The one on the back of the dollar bill. If you look at the eyes, it has a reptilian-looking eye, and not a bird eye. I've seen it blown up before. In the eyes on the phoenix are more reptile.
Yeah. Glad that was a black helicopter.
Yeah, it was a white helicopter, actually. That was weird. I don't know. I never seen a white helicopter. It might have been the news or something.
You see that right there? That is I believe those are it helps keep the building. It's like a tie rod, and it would go through here, and they would run a rod through to help it keep the building together. It's kind of like a stabilizer.
I noticed it when I was there, and I didn't know what it was, and I never really
what that looks like to me.
I've seen it on other buildings, but I just never paid attention to it, and now
up there.
Yep. So
Boston is just an amazing place. You're very lucky to be able to see this stuff in person. That's
keep
really
digging,
cool.
Keep digging for me for more places to look at, Beags, because you found a good little.
I got you something that I'm gonna send you somewhere that's you're gonna. I tell you what, now if what I'm thinking is right, you're gonna literally blow the lid off Boston history.
Let's do it. Let's do it, dude. Let's blow the lid, dude. Let's blow the lid off Boston history, and then maybe we can do the other friggin' the whole place, the whole country. Let's blow the lid off everything, dude. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Yep.
Dude, they'll be like these 2 Mudflood researchers, Stuffed Beagle and Boston Ray. They figured out everything.
Check that out.
Yeah, it goes way in. It's crazy. I got to go back and look at that. Actually, I didn't even. I was getting tired at this point. I walked. It was like 20 degrees out. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning.
It was so sketchy. I mean, that's a good example right there of just flat horseshit. You see how they have, this is a door below ground. You got steps going down, and then they have this grate here. And the reason there's a grate there is so they can put in drainage, because obviously the water is going to come down here and fill up, and they've got to get rid of the water. So that's why the grate's there.
I noticed.
And also, if you got down in there, it may have a window. I don't know, but they got to drain that water.
I noticed the grate.
And why would you build like that? It just doesn't make common sense. When you build, especially when you were to, if you were to build these buildings in the 1800s, your main point is to build it in the easiest way possible. You're not trying to build the Taj Mahal. You're trying to build your home to stay in, because it's expensive. It's hard to live. You want to get it done. You don't want to be messing with it. Why would you take more time, more effort, make it harder, make problems on your building? It just doesn't make sense.
All the pictures they show us of the 1800s are people wearing, all the people from the 1800s are people wearing like horse and
horse like coal hole cover. But this one, see how big that is? That might have been a coal hole cover at one time, and then they modified it to a service access, because see how big it is? That was probably modified right there, and that looks like a coal chute right there.
Yeah, I can see the difference in the footage now, dude. This one looks way better, and you can pause it, and when you pause it, it looks like a photo. It's good.
Oh yeah, the last time you shot it, it was horrible.
It was my camera.
It was. No. I think it was YouTube didn't upload the. Well, it might have been the camera. I don't know. All I know is that Look, here's the thing. Your video is on the way to shoot the video, and your video on the way back from shooting the video were in 720p. But the video you shot when you came here was in 360p.
Yeah,
so
because
something happened in between.
Yeah, you know what happened? Those guys, when I seen them, they shook me up, because I was filming, and they were like, what are you doing? And they kind of like surprised me, because I didn't think I never had anybody approach me like for filming buildings before. And like, it's one thing when I'm doing a civil rights audit or something at a store, I expect that type of stuff. But
yeah,
I was just peacefully walking down the street, filming. You can film.
There's
the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment.
There's a cold chute right there.
Yeah. No expectation of privacy in public. Yep. Cold chute. Let's go. Yeah, that thing right there.
That might be a coal chute right there. A coal hole. That would be. That looks like it's an original grate from before the pavement light.
Yeah, that's weird. In the coal chute, there's more coal chutes in this area than like other places. There's certain buildings that have a lot of coal chutes around them. Like I noticed, I'm gonna stop paying attention. Then there's certain buildings that don't have any coal chutes. So,
well, they take them out when they redo the sidewalks. They take them out when they redo the walls and the facades. When they make modifications and restorations, they take them out. That's why you don't see them on some places. But at one time, it was all down the street.
So maybe
you've seen them everywhere, because
some of those, some of the spots where I see it looks like a window was bricked in, but it was like a small square. It was probably a coal chute instead of a window.
Coal chute.
I'm gonna start looking out for that.
Correct. That's what it is.
I get what you're saying now. Yeah, I'm with you.
That's it.
Thanks for pointing that out to me, Beaks.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, this is why I do what I do. Is what I do is in some ways is very redundant, but by going through redundancy, we learn over and over and over again. Hearing this, like looking at the same thing, it in a different way. Like we're right now, we're looking at a different city, and we're looking at it live, and we're looking at it in our time, right? And I can point out what was there, what wasn't there, what it was for, the best I can. And then you'll be able to see, and your viewers will be able to see more and more and more. And the more we do this, the more we'll learn, and the more we'll see, because we know we have the eyes to see.
Yeah, you know what's weird about that? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You remember how? All right, before I went here, you showed me it on Google Earth, right? And we walked, and I seen it on the chairs video, which you made, which was also like. I'll probably link it in the description on when we do this. I'll put the chairs
Look how
video
steep
in.
the stairs are. That's ridiculous. Look
That's
how steep that
ridiculous.
is.
But
break damn neck going down there.
Well, I expected this neighborhood to look a certain way in my head because you showed me pictures of it, and when I went there and I seen it in real time, like how it is now, things were different from like the satellite images. Who knows when those are really from? Because, they change a lot of things every day in these neighborhoods. So,
look at that door.
Yeah, man. That's like a dungeon, dude. It reminded me of a dungeon, the way it looks. I don't even know really where that went. Someone just left their bike out there. I think I already went down.
This place is like Mudflood window, hell.
Yeah,
dang, crazy.
I wanted to just film the whole thing, but it would probably take like 4 hours of footage for me to sit there and go really slow over everything. But if I had enough, if I had a better camera with more space or something, I would do it. I would get better footage.
Well, give it time, and as you do this, people will appreciate what you're doing here, and good people will find you. And good.
Pause it right there.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, that's why.
Did you see that?
I got that.
That was a cover. That was a Mudflood window that had been bricked over. Right there.
And you can see the old brick sticking out the bottom.
That's been bricked. That was a window that was bricked up.
I just noticed the old brick.
They bricked that window up.
Yeah, I noticed the brick sticking out, and I was like, those bricks are old. You could see them sticking out right there.
That's
I was
probably a header.
Those ones sticking out was so old looking compared to the other ones, and I was just like, what? Beags is going to probably know what this is. This is something. And look at it. It's not even. It's like slow.
There's a that represents the tourist field right there.
Yeah, look at the window right there with all the columns, dude. The little small columns in between them. Everything they designed was so nice, but it just blends in with the brick unless you look for it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why we're going through it. And I'm pausing because you can't see all this when you're doing this. There's no way to do that. That's why pausing it helps. It's we can see it then.
And it works vice versa too, because the camera can't see everything you're seeing. So it's like sometimes when I go, I think I caught things on camera because I seen it with my eyes, and I never pointed the camera that way. And when I get home, I look and it's not there, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to point the camera at it. I was just looking at that with my face.
Right.
So,
Right.
So it works both ways. It's tough. But I'm learning. I'm gonna get better.
Oh, you will. You will. I mean, practice makes perfect. I mean, you're doing great. Just keep going. I mean, when I started doing this stuff, it took me a while to get to where I was comfortable doing it, and practice. Every time you do it, you get a little bit better. I mean, I still got a lot to learn. A lot I can get better myself on so much, but every little bit of time you put into it, you'll get better and better. It'll become easier too. You'll learn little tricks.
I love doing this stuff, man. I love going out and filming these buildings and looking for stuff and trying to see. Like, I found that Mudflood photo in the hallway, dude. I was like, jackpot. It was just a picture in the hallway. I felt like it was a video game. Like, imagine that if they made a Mudflood Adventures video game where you were me and you could go around walking through the streets taking pictures of things. That would be cool. Sneaking into hallways. You found the golden photo. You know what I mean? That's how it feels.
You know, when I'm in the country, so there's nothing out here. I'm in the middle of nowhere. And look at that brickwork right there. That's really interesting. When I first started doing it, I did the Joker video and the Cheers video because I wanted to go do some mudding videos that were out like you're doing, but I couldn't do that. And so it was my way of going mudding like you're doing live. It was the only way I could do it. That's the way I did it.
If you ever plan on taking another trip to Boston, let me know. We'll go mudding. we'll really go mudding. We'll go everywhere. We'll go on like a mud. We'll take one of those Boston duck tours around, dude. You
were saying this is a canopy for concerts.
Yeah, that's where they have the 4th of July fireworks, the Boston Pops, where they show the fireworks from Boston. That's where they perform the whole orchestra, and everyone goes and sits there, and it fills up the whole place. But yeah, it's called the Hat Show.
There. That door's crazy.
Yeah, I noticed that. What is that? What is it? It looks like it looks like a dryer chute, like where you could have
that door right there. I mean, a midget is for a dwarf? I mean, what is that? No, it's probably an old window that's been modified to a door. I mean, look, these are probably windows at one time. Yeah. I would imagine this. Yes.
Or it could have been a door that went all the way down, and they had to make it like that because it was on the wrong level.
Could have been.
You know,
yeah.
It's hard to tell, but I thought the same
my guess is I think the doors were low. The reason I say that I think it's a window is because I think the doors were actually lower. So I don't think any of the doors were on ground level. I think every door you're seeing actually was a window or wasn't there at all.
No, you're right. The doors.
That's just my opinion. I mean,
Yeah, those are like the top levels of the buildings, and then they built on top of the roof of what was already there. Those aren't like. You're right. The doors are not right there. Those are definitely windows. You're right. But I thought the same thing when I was there, though. I wasn't sure. I was like, is that a window or a door? And I was thinking about that for a while, at that same spot. I remember. So we solved it.
So you're on the back street of your block radius that I gave you. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep track of where we're looking here.
Yeah, the back street is called Mount Vernon, and that was one of the mountains from the tri-state area. Not the tri-state, the tri-hill. Right. The tri-hill or something, yeah.
Correct, yes. That's true, yep.
Yep, so that's a trip. The street is named after one of the hills, Mount Vernon. It was Beacon Hill, something Mount Vernon or something, Mount Vernon Hill, and there was another one. There was 3 hills, but now there's only 2 hills. So what, did they take a hill out?
Tremont?
Tremont. Oh, there's a street called Tremont Street.
Maybe?
Yeah. Tremont, and they changed it to Tremont.
Or something.
Yep. They changed the
name.
They
changed the name of it, yeah.
Yeah, but Tremont Street is where Fenway Park is. That's where the Boston Red Sox play. You know, like the sports field where the baseball teams play. That's Fenway Park. That's on Tremont Street.
Hey, so take a second. Let me put wood on the fire.
Yeah, they named all the streets after these like historical hills and all these battles and stuff. It must be nice to have a fire. It must be nice to have a real fire, Beags. I used to have a fireplace at one of my places that I lived at, and it was nice, dude, to feel that real fire from the heat from the fire. It's nice, dude. We have electrical heat here, and it's fucking expensive, dude. It runs up the fucking electrical.
Yeah, bill. I love it. That's a big. There's a lot of churches in Boston, I'm finding.
Yeah, remember when you said don't pay attention to the church? I couldn't. I still looked at it.
I know. I tried to stop.
It's
Look at
so
that door. I mean,
it's so
it's for
amazing.
a
There was
dwarf.
two of them. There was two churches there in a row on the same street, almost. They look like they're on the same
That's how
street,
those
but
doors are.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, does somebody actually live in that? Is that a person's door, or is
I
that
don't I
what
don't
is
know.
that?
It probably could be a basement, maybe a storage, like they might live in that door and they store stuff over there, like a storage room. I don't know.
I don't
Or
know.
maybe
I
it's a
don't
room
know
where
that.
maybe it's a room where there's like electrical things or plumbing or
Wait a minute.
something.
You know what I find the weirdest about it? This is what I find the strangest about that. That one on the right has a mailbox. Why would you have that? Almost looks like somebody's home. Like, why would you want your front door to be
Claus's elves? Santa Claus's elves live there.
4 feet? Crazy.
Maybe it's one of those guys that they had up on the roof back there. You know, that little guy that they had standing on the thing, whatever that thing was. Maybe they live in there.
You just can't keep your eyes off that church.
Yeah, that church is, dude. That church had a lot of conical roofs, a lot of antiquity tech. It was like almost like
that's another thing right there. See see how the brick goes down into the ground.
Yeah,
that's another way you know that it wasn't built like that, because you don't use brick as foundation. See, that's considered that by what they've done here, that is considered a foundation because it's below ground level, but you don't put brick below ground level because it leaks right through it.
I like that.
It's porous.
You don't use brick as foundation. That's like a mudflood proof. You can't debunk that. That's an irrefutable mudflood proof, dude. That's like on the flat earth proofs when they list all the different proofs. Mudflood proofs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Beags just made a mudflood proof.
What the hell? I mean, look at that door. What the hell is that? Okay, I can't take it. Go. I got to see that again. What I just saw. It's so weird. Not that one. We've already. This one. Right?
That one's weird too, though.
Hell?
That one's weird because it looks like it's at an angle. Like, the way it comes out, it goes into the building at, like, a corner, almost. I don't know. Why would you... Wouldn't you build a doorway straight on the building?
Why would you do that? Can you imagine the snow covering your door and you couldn't even get out your door? I mean...
I can imagine, because when it snows here, and then they have to plow the streets to get the car. There's so many cars that they have to plow the streets, and then all the snow ends up on the side, and it's like triple the amount of snow that actually landed that you have to shovel. So yeah, I can imagine what those end up like. Tonight it's gonna snow.
Oh, you know what would be funny? You should go back and film after they plow the streets and after people have dug out a little bit and show how people are dealing with that problem.
You want me to go out and film some of those streets when it's all snowing and shit? I will. No,
not while it's snowing. After they've dug it out so they can get out of their houses. How do the people deal with this problem? You see what I'm saying?
I will.
When people can get out and they're trying to get out and go to the grocery store, how are they dealing with that problem? What is that thing up there?
Yeah, that would be good. Because I don't know. There's so much stuff, man.
That's a dude bending over. He's mooning us. That's a man.
What?
That's a man. Watch.
Oh yeah, there was a guy working on the roof. Yeah, and I was filming him. There was a guy up there working.
Chimney.
Yeah, I was
putting in a chimney. He put in a chimney pipe. Yeah.
I was standing there, and I was like, "What's this guy doing?" I was like, "Wait, something's moving." I saw something moving, and I looked up, and there was a guy up there. And I was like, "That's
this was
nuts,
probably
bro."
a wind catcher right here, right? This right here, they call it a cupola. That's probably called a cupola, but that's what I think it was. I think that was a wind catcher. That looks like a firehouse. What does that say?
Yeah, that's a firehouse. It says it's a firehouse, but I didn't see any fire trucks there. But it looked like it was still open, but I don't know. For me, it looked kind of abandoned too. It like
Yeah, that looks like a firehouse. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is the firehouse.
Looks
from
like
the
an old
neighborhood.
school firehouse.
Yeah, it says it is.
Yeah. 1940. See, that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize. You see this right here, and it don't realize how easy it would be to get that block out and then put a new block in with that 1949 on it. It'd be very easy.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Yep.
There's pictures of it where they took a picture 100 years ago and they found one from now.
What's that? Is that a griffin right there?
Yeah, you see that? And not only did that house have a griffin, but on the door where the doorknob was, it had those lion head door knockers. You know, like the lion with the ring in his mouth.
Tartarian symbol right there. Yeah, that's definitely Tartaria right there.
That one is I love that building. When I seen that, and what about the sunflower up at the top? That might mean something too, because they use those flowers.
I almost kind of feel like the sunflower might be an addition, later edition. I don't know. Tough to tell. Did you get this up close right here? That looks interesting to me right there. I'd like to see that.
Where?
What is that? Oh, okay. There's a Tartarian lion on the door, and there's one above the door.
Yep, there's a bunch. I seen a bunch on that building.
That looks like old glass to me too.
Yeah,
but I just saw the Tartarian lion.
The paint job's new. That's all. It just has a new paint job.
I don't know if you got close.
I'm not sure if I did either.
Close enough to it. It showed it just for a second. This thing's hard to control. It kind of. Let's see. You go in.
I need to learn how to use that thing, Google Play, that you use. Isn't that what you use to send me files? Google Play.
Oh, there's another griffin right here. You see him? That's a griffin.
Yep.
And that, I'm not sure if that's a lion or not. It's hard to tell, but that is definitely a griffin right there.
Yeah, so the people that got the building, they kept the griffins. They changed a few things. They painted it, but they left the lion heads and the griffins. They liked those. They put a sunflower, but they still kept the griffin.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the sunflower. Right? That's kind of iffy.
Yeah,
I'm iffy on the sunflower, but you know, if you could find an old photograph of that building, I mean, it would tell you. You know.
It seems like
it would tell you something. I don't know if it would tell you.
It seems like they painted over everything, and they painted over the griffin and made it look a little newer, but they liked it. They kept it.
Like we added these steps right here, I believe. These went all the way to the ground.
Yeah, weren't you saying something about stair masons the other day? Or yeah, stair mason. I seen someone say something about it in the chat. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, somebody said something about somebody was saying something about the stairs. The masons were in charge of redoing the stairs. I said, yeah, the stair masons or something.
yeah.
Popping off.
That's what they did. They just went around putting stairs around on everything.
See, those were rounded windows, and then these were probably windows, the whole thing here, and they put in the square windows later.
Yeah, that was like another church that they had. They had two churches. That one wasn't as big as the first one. The first one was all red brick still. You know what
happens a lot of times in these the buildings here, what would happen a lot of times is they would have a fire, and the fire would destroy the windows, and they would instead of redoing the window with the arch with the rounded glass and everything, it's easier to build a window like this, so they would block in the window, put in a square header, and that they compensated for that problem. I bet you if you looked in the history of this church right here, you would find that it had a fire at one point, possibly. It's very possible, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It's tough to tell.
But look at the Antiquitech on the roof too. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, my kid has this board game that's called Boston Bingo, and it has all these pictures
Yeah.
of all these Antiquitech buildings and stuff. And I want to visit some of them, but there's one building that has a grasshopper on top of the Antiquitech, and it's down there, State Street. And I've been looking for the grasshopper. It's called the Grasshopper Weather Vane, but I call
The
it
coal hole cover there.
Yeah, we should look into the Grasshopper Weather Vane, dude. I'm gonna try to look into it. It's a trip.
You see that thing right there, that black thing? I believe it's not a good image of it, but I believe that is an old horse hitching post.
Yeah, probably was. They still have horses around there. You could still go on a horse ride. Like if you came and visited, they have like carriages. You could go on. You can get one to cart your ass around town if you want. You still see the
pipe
horses
right there. Let me go back and show you this. Watch this. Okay, see that pipe right there on the side of the building?
Yeah.
That is a drainage pipe. That is a sewer pipe, okay? And the reason they did it on the outside of the building is because they couldn't run them on the inside. Okay, that they did this after the building we took over the buildings because they didn't have plumbing in the buildings. And later on, it was easier to pipe the outside of the building than the inside of the building. And so that's what they did.
That makes a lot of sense too, because they ain't gonna.
Why would you build these buildings without thinking about plumbing? See how they did it here?
Yeah.
That's a drainage line. That's for sewage.
That's probably why
that's
smells
what's called a black water. That's a black water pipe, meaning it's for the back end. But they had to run outside. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it stinks around there in the summertime, so that's probably why the pipes get hot and let off a smell. Now it makes sense too.
Yeah, they used to have back in the when they first started plumbing, they had problems where they didn't have the vents in these pipes at the top on the roof, and what would happen is the gases would get trapped down in the sewers, and then when they installed electricity, the rats would go down there and chew the electrical lines, and it would spark, and it would blow up from the methane.
Yeah,
and it would blow the sewers up. Yeah, and that's why they came up with the vent pipes on the roof.
Dude, the rats around here are so bad, right? They like dig into the ground these big ass holes under the house, and they try to get it. And they gave us all plastic trash barrels. Like everybody has plastic trash. Dude, they bit right through the trash barrels. The mice bit right through all.
That's a coal chute right there.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
See it? Coal chute. They bit through the trash barrels?
Yeah, the mice, dude. Every trash barrel in the neighborhood has a huge hole, like bunches of them from the mice, and the mice are like just eating all the trash, dude. So yeah, they're so strong here. The mice, they're huge. They're rats. They're unbelievable, dude. So yeah, I understand what you're saying about the rats, dude. And they're probably the same family of rats that have been here, for like centuries.
It's funny. Yeah. Probably came over with the English.
Yeah, exactly. They came. Yeah, they're smart, dude. Them fucking rats, dude. They're big.
Oh yeah.
They look like the size of like a squirrel. You know what I'm saying? And they're really they can climb trees and shit. They're nuts. They're like a big, aggressive type of species of rat we got. You can't beat them. You just let them eat the trash.
A Florida Lee right there, so that would represent the flat Earth. See that? I don't know. You can't see it. It's not clear enough, but that right there is Florida Lee.
Yep. Yeah, all these buildings are like connected, but they're they're all separate, but they put them in a big chain, like a train almost. So you look at it like a wall of buildings. You don't really separate each building. It's weird.
That I would say that right there represents the tourist field.
I noticed that too. Yeah, that's some
just
fancy
a
stuff.
guess.
That's fancy.
That's the fleur-de-lis, so that represents the tourist field, right? And that represents the tourist field in the flat Earth. And actually, that is a flat Earth asterisk because you have a vertical, a horizontal, and you have the torus. That is a flat Earth asterisk right there.
And it was shaped like that.
Matter of fact, that's so good. That picture right there is so good. I'm gonna take a snapshot of it for my collection.
I noticed that, and I was like, why would you design something that fancy? It was designed like that because it's tech. It was tech. It looks like a computer component or something. You know what I'm saying? And it was part of the technology. It's not a fancy design. They didn't go out of their way to put that whole thing like that, all twisted around the metal, all different ways to make a design, dude. They wouldn't do that. They did it for the tech. There was a reason. There was a reason for everything. Yeah.
See, that one says electrical service. Okay, so this is probably some sort of they had to modify this in some way to get some kind of electric into the building or something like that. That's probably an not old world, but that's probably something that they had to do in order to deal with the horseshit building that they had inherited. That's interesting. There's a trap door.
You don't even see people use metal things like that, like that say electrical service. And like when the electrical guy comes, he doesn't leave a big metal thing on your house that says electrical service from the 1800s. That would be crazy. Yeah. If you had an electrician come and he come and like cut a hole in your wall and he put that thing up against your house and you were like, what the fuck? Oh man. I have too much fun with this stuff, Beaks.
That's great. The old trolley car.
No, that's one of the Boston tours. But they have another one called the Duck Tour. Yeah. Did you know about the duck boats, Beaks? What the duck
There's
boats
a flat Earth asterisk right there. See it?
Yep. Yeah, this is Chestnut Street. This is the main street that comes out to the big street with all the shops on it. I think this is like towards the end.
There's a flat Earth asterisk right there. You see it? There's three. There's 6 of them. Sitting there.
Yep. Yeah, and that looks like a wind tunnel or something. That looks like it was open, like it wasn't supposed to be a window or nothing. I don't know if it was still open or not, but they might have had a window. I'm not sure. It was just so much. I was just trying to get as much in one shot as I could. You notice when I sent you the footage, I didn't even crop it because I didn't want to cut anything out of the frame just in case. Because I know how when you look at a photo, you look at all the you look at everything big. So I didn't want to cut nothing out just in case you seen something up in a corner somewhere and you were like, Ray, go back and look at that. And that's why I'm not going to even, when I send you the stuff from now on, I'm not even going to edit it. I'm just going to give it to you. I'm not going to crop it, nothing. Just give it to you so you can,
that's fine.
You can check whatever, because you never know what I'm going to catch in the corner of a video. Because I can only look at so much.
You don't know.
No, I can only look at so much with my eyes. The camera's looking. I figured out if I hold the camera with 2 hands, Beags, like this, it stays more still. When I'm like this with one hand, if I have something in my hands and I can't do it, it's shaky. So
you're jittery.
I gotta just go real slow like this with 2 hands, and it looks better. Look at that. That was there was something sticking up the top, and then there's the Boston Public Library. There's one I want to check out that I can actually go inside and film the inside and the outside of the building, and it has a dome, but it looks like the dome was like some of it was taken off. Yeah, that was a dog. That dog
got diamond symbology there.
Yeah.
See that diamond symbology. And let me think for a second on it's looking
that dog looked real, Beads. I thought that was a real dog, and then it's just a statue.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I was thinking of something there.
It's
nuts. All right, hold on. Okay, give me a second. When I looked over this video, I noticed that problem there. Let me oh, that's pretty good. Oh, is that upside down?
I don't know, man.
I think I did it upside down.
It might be.
Yeah, it was. It's hard to get it straight, but let's see. Let me I'm gonna start again, and that way you can you did something to your phone. It's only for 2 minutes, so we'll go ahead and watch it like this.
Well, it's crappy.
I didn't know what you got here, so I didn't.
Huh? Oh, I know what you mean. I was flipping the phone around or something. Yeah, I didn't even watch it.
Flip the video. Yeah, it flipped the video, and so I just flipped it back around.
Yeah, Michelle saw that.
But
Michelle saw that part of the video, and she was like, "Look at your video. What the fuck what are you gonna give them? Look at this shit." And I was looking at it. I seen it, and I was like, and then I had to check the whole thing, and I was like, "Oh, it's not all like that. It's just one."
There's a access. Another access to the underground.
Yeah, that man, and that's all right. That's like the top of the hill.
Oh, this is something I'll teach you. Check this out. Now I don't know if I'm gonna be able to explain this very well, but I'll try. This is something that it's people should know. Okay, you know how you have these store windows, and they always seem to have these front pieces in them where they have display windows where they put mannequins and crap up in there.
Yeah.
You see how it's like a box. Okay, there's a different reason that they put those there than you have ever thought about. Okay, what they did this for is that when they created this box where it's raised up off the ground, it created a hollow space underneath. And then they would put the vent here in front, and it would allow the air from outside to go into the underground. These are actually put there in order to allow for a vent to go to the underground. And we think they're display windows only. Display windows are the secondary purpose.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. All these little shops are. It's weird how the storefronts look different than the rest of the, like the storefronts look like they were made to be storefronts, but like they still inherited them, but it's like a different part of the building. Like they're not like the same as the apartments where the people live, the doorways and stuff.
They changed so much on our modern day ground level that is different, that they completely redid a lot of things.
Yeah.
See, there's ventilation in the underground right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I go back.
I was wondering I was like, when I seen that, I've seen that on buildings before, but I never really thought about it. I never really thought about what that was on buildings.
That's ventilation to the underground right there. And see how it goes under the display window?
Yeah. It almost looks like there would be an air conditioner on the inside right there blowing out, or like, a heater or something for the wintertime. But no, it's not.
But that's not what it is.
It's not what it is.
It's literally air for underground.
Yeah. But that's what I always thought that.
If you're down there, you don't have any air. You got to understand, when they inherited these buildings, they didn't have electric light. They had gas light, and they needed air because the gas light put off smoke, and that smoke was toxic.
isn't that crazy about the gaslighting, man? Because I thought about gaslighting before, right? Because I was thinking about how they could light up all these World's Fairs and all these things were all lit up without electricity. So I started doing the research myself, and I found out that they had gas lighting in the lights that were lit up by gas. But no,
Right.
They didn't light up a whole World's Fair with gas. There's no way, So
No, they I forget, it was this Chicago World's Fair that they lit up for the first time with electricity. They but the gas lighting was it's kind of complicated, but to talk, get it out, to get all the history out. But
we'll get into it. We'll get into it next time.
World's Fair is where Tesla actually is the one that is accredited with lighting up the World's Fair. The Chicago World's Fair.
It just makes me wonder about the term gas.
Look at all that. That's crazy right there. Look how big that. I don't think that was really quick. I don't know if you look. See, I can't tell what's ahead of. That's why I kind of go back sometimes. I don't know what you're going to show, so I don't want to miss something. But
it's fine.
Look how deep that sucker goes right there. Look at that. Look how big this arched window is and how deep it goes into the ground.
Well, yeah. Wow. Yeah, right there. Look, that goes. I was like, what is this? It's all dug out. It's like an alley, but it's like dug out. I think that I go down there. I might have even walked down there. No, I didn't. I think last time I did.
There's a coal hole cover.
I know. I got to catch those next time. I'm going to catch every one.
Hole we were looking at earlier, or a different one on the side of the same building.
I know, it's funny. I noticed it on the side, but I didn't really pay attention to it.
Look at the Tartarian lion. Did you see him?
Yeah. Oh wow! I didn't notice him when I was there. I don't think.
You got something here interesting. I can't see it too good. That, I think, is a tourist field. It looks like a double fleur-de-lis. Fleur-de-lis going up, fleur-de-lis going down, which is a tourist field. Yeah. Those are Tartarian lions.
Yeah,
it looks like, I don't think it's copper, but it might just be dirty. It's hard to tell.
It's some sort of metal that's green. It was a green, it was a lime rust. I call it lime rust, but that's what it is, right? It's like lime buildup.
Yeah, could it be limed right there? Scrubbed cartouche right there.
Yep, I noticed that when I was there, and usually I'm like, what is this magic mirror looking thing?
This is an important symbol. The cornucopia, that's an important symbol.
Is that the laurel wreath of control right there? The wreath.
Yeah, laurel wreath of control.
Yes.
There's a fleur-de-lis right there, so that's symbol of letters. Oh, there's a swastika right there.
Where? Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if. Wait a minute. It didn't. You zoomed out. Let me try it again. You zoomed out right when it was going to show it.
So the swastika is. I didn't notice it when I was there, but so the swastika is just an ancient symbol that used to be the little dipper going around in the sky.
No. Okay. I can't show it. It's going too fast, but that right there is a swastika. The swastika is a very old symbol. It has nothing to. Hitler stole the symbol because he knew what it meant. It is a very old symbol. It is very important, and it's actually a good symbol. It's an old world symbol, and it's a very, very, very important symbol. You just ignore the Hitler shit. Hitler used it because he knew what it meant.
Yeah,
he knew the power, how powerful that symbol is. It's not just a interesting symbol. Okay, I got to switch the video back. All right.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just watching.
Yeah, I was gonna see if you showed that swastika again.
Sometimes when I'm on this like type of stream, I feel like I forget that I'm actually on the stream.
Let's look at that again. I want to see that again. right. Look at the hill there.
That's the hill. That's Beacon Hill. That goes up. The State House is up that way, up the hill more.
I think I think the Beacon Hill was behind the State House.
So
we'll look into that sometime.
Yeah, we will, because I think it goes all the way up to the front of the Boston Common, which is this park on the right. So maybe
nice
this
obelisk you found there.
Yeah, I found 2 obelisks, but
that's an old world ether antenna right there.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the one I was telling you about that I thought was the other one that's in the picture, but I don't know. I don't think it is now. Now that you pointed it out to me, the other one got destroyed. No.
Yeah, that's not the Beacon Hill Monument. That is a different monument.
But that is right in front of the State House, though. Isn't that weird? It's close.
The Beacon Hill Monument is on the right hand side of the State House.
Yeah, I'm going to check.
I've confirmed that. I don't know what this monument is. I'm not sure what that monument is.
I got better video of that monument in another Mudflood video that I made, a Mudflood adventure, and I went all the way around it, and I got all the statues. It looks like a Statue of Liberty type looking thing on the top. There's one statue of the girl. She's sitting there writing scripture. There's another one of a guy with like a big a rifle or some sort of soldier.
Yeah, the bronze statues, those are newer. We made the bronze statues, so just throw them out. They weren't there originally.
So it was just the other piece, and they put the statues on.
Well, they probably took something off, but if you see bronze, we did that.
Yep.
Or copper, bronze or copper, whatever.
Those statues are so lifelike, man.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's and there's an old gazebo. Yeah, I think that's old tech right there that you're heading towards. I think that's old tech.
Yeah, that's, when you I was trying to tell you, but we were talking so much I didn't get a chance. When you showed me the aerial footage, like from the Google Earth, it looks like a flat Earth asterisk, and that's in the center of the pinwheel looking thing. That's in the park. When you look at it, you can see that from the sky, and that's in the center of it. So
wow.
from the sky, it looks like a giant flat Earth asterisk type thing. Like you see the road, or the brick road, how it goes around it and through it, and yeah, it's like you could see that when you showed me the aerial footage. I recognized it. I was like, that's that thing, that's that bandstand. It looks like a flat Earth model to me too, with the pillars holding up the flat Earth with the dome on the top. Like the pillars of the Earth type deal. But one of those windows there, those are windows, and one of them was broken, and I stuck my camera inside so you could see it.
That looks like a flat Earth asterisk on the railing there, but I can't. It's not clear enough yet.
I'm gonna walk up. I walk up in there. But the whole thing is a giant flat Earth asterisk from the top, from the sky.
Oh, wait a minute. What was that? I'm sorry. I thought I saw something. Let me.
It almost looks like a computer component from the sky, like a star fort type of design. Those star forts.
You see it right here? That's a swastika.
Oh yeah, I did see a swastika there before, but I forgot about it.
And it's there. It's all the way around it.
I remember seeing that one time when I was there, and then I lost it. There's so much stuff there, man, in the stone. There's so much. They blended in so good.
Can't tell what they're doing there. What? Hold on. We're for the things. Okay, there it goes. I don't know what they got going on under there.
Dude, that could be that thing could be the roof of something.
That's a flat Earth asterisk.
They had the old lights there. And that thing could be the roof of something.
Yeah, that could be something. I don't know. Yeah, there's a flat Earth asterisk right there. Did you see
that's
it?
Yeah, that's under the roof on
Oh.
the inside. I walked up inside, and I was look. You can see the statue in the back. I was trying to film it the best I could, but
Yeah, there's a flat Earth asterisk.
oh yeah, that's crazy because the whole thing looks like that from the sky, and then they put an exact design of what it looks like from
That's
the
a
sky.
force field there. That looks nation wave right there. It's hard to tell.
Yep, and the pillars are amazing looking. The tops of the pillars. But yeah, that they put exactly.
Is that a?
Oh look!
There's a Star of David. I mean that's an like an as above, so below, and a Star of David. Symbols have multiple meanings. See, that's a flat Earth asterisk right there.
Oh yeah, I noticed those too. I was like, Beaks is gonna love these things. I seen it. I knew you were gonna like that. Those railings. Those are old. Look.
Head. That's a symbol.
Yeah, what's the ram mean?
Yeah, that's old.
Lucifer. Someone told me all the horned animals mean Lucifer. They use the ram. They use the. They use the dare. All that, like at Christmas time, the dares. They mean Lucifer. Basically, that's what I heard. Any animal that has horns, they use it to represent. Yeah, look at that symbol. I noticed that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But it's a symbol. It's something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It could be the ram representing one of the zodiacs. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, symbols can mean different things. At the same time, they got something going on up here. There's a Phoenician shell.
Yeah,
see, they're recording you.
Yep, there's designs all around it too. Yep, they got cameras everywhere.
Looks like a laurel leaf of control right there. This thing is like got a lot of stuff on it. If you weren't really looking at it, you would totally miss it. Check that out.
Yeah,
that's old.
I think I went around it and filmed it better in a different video, but it's just a lot of footage to go through. But I've been uploading it all to my YouTube channel, my new one. I've been just uploading strictly Mudflood stuff, man, and I love it, dude. I love it. I'm gonna start putting some. I'm gonna start getting into it too. Start getting into Tartaria and everything. I'm gonna start finding videos on. Do you have any good videos?
There's an obelisk.
Yeah.
Nice little obelisk there. You see him? That little fella.
Yep. That obelisk is watch what they put on that obelisk. It looks like a lady with a bear trap on her foot or something. And she's breaking the chains.
It's a weird monument.
Yeah, man.
There's your eagle again.
That eagle is huge. I was like, whoa. And the picture the picture that's in the metal right there is weird. I mean, it's new. You can tell they put it there, but what it's depicting is it's like
it looks like the American Revolutionary War, if I had to guess, because this looks like the English and this looks like the Americans. To me, I'm not sure.
I think I got a better shot of it. Look at the buildings. Look at the Antiquitech right there.
You got the unicorn here and the lion. That's the representation of that would be called. That would be the symbols for the English crown. You got Tech up here.
Yeah.
Daniel Webster.
It looks like it could
Foundation
be
of American Independence War laid. John Adams. Yeah, that's the American Revolutionary War.
It looks like it could be the church that's right
there.
there.
They're talking about the revolution.
Yeah. There's the church that's right there. There's a couple churches right there. It probably is them, but I'm not 100% sure that it's those churches. I don't know.
There.
But that tech on the one on the left, dude, looks amazing. Like, I don't know what that is.
Flat Earth asterisk right there, window.
Yeah, that was an awesome picture. When I found that, I was like, this is cool. Normal person look at it and say, oh, it's just the war. Some of us look at it and we're like, look at the tech.
Breaking the chain.
Yeah. So that's like that's like a Statue of Liberty. What is that?
I don't think that and I could be wrong, but I don't think that obelisk is an old world obelisk. I think that is a modern obelisk.
Yeah, probably. It looks
what
like
the hell is all the, what are these things right here? What's going on here?
I don't know.
What
I
is
couldn't
sort of tech like that? That's not that. That's weird. Declaration of Independence. That's what that is.
Yeah, I found a copy of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. That's what that is. Yeah.
I was like, that's cool.
And that's from a famous picture of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. You got your eagle again.
My screen is still on the
shells.
Oh, there it is. All right, I'm up to date now. I was behind you. My screen was still on the obelisk for a while, but it's cool.
Oh, sorry.
I knew where you were.
Phoenician shell there. Phoenician shell there on the side.
I noticed the shell, and it looks burnt. That thing looks like it had fire damage on both sides of it. I pointed it out because the front looked like it was nice and clean, like they redid it, but the sides were set fire.
Yeah, that's weird. We're about at the end of it here. I wanted to say I appreciate you going out and doing that work. I know you had to do it twice using crappy equipment. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please send your support and your help and your love to Ray and his new channel, Boston Ray at Mudflood Adventures. Boston Ray Mudflood Adventures. He's the formerly known as Michelle L. And he's got PayPal, Cash App. Any others?
Not yet.
Have you done Patreon yet?
No, but I'm looking into all that.
I know you got PayPal, Cash App. Yeah, well, we'll put those up in the links, and if you feel that you got a couple dollars you could spare, if you want to support his work, he'd really appreciate that. And the better equipment you can make together, and if you want to support my work, links are in the description. I've got Patreon. And we sure appreciate it. And thank you for doing this.
I was gonna say one thing. Make sure you guys hook Beags up, support his work too, because he does sleepless nights on this stuff, man. I know for a fact. I witnessed it. He's up 24/7 working on these videos, man. This is his life. He really lives it, man. He's not just making it up.
The sheep around me think I sleep a lot.
No, he's up till 3, 4 in the morning working on this, figuring out things, looking things up, editing videos, Skyping me. We're on the Skype. We're figuring things out. He's showing me where to go. I mean, he's all over the place. He's good. He needs to be supported too. This is real work that we're doing here. This is real work. It takes days, and this took us like 2 weeks to put this together, and it's still not done because he still has to edit it. So,
yeah, we're not there yet. There's more work to be done, but that's okay. This is what we like to do, and I really enjoy it. And this is a new format for me, mudding with Beags live, and I hope you guys like it. And we're gonna cut it off here so we can y'all can watch this video and get to that, and we'll take care of some business on the back end. Thanks for watching.
a riddle inside an enigma. Don't you get it?
Say woof again! Say woof again!
I've got one that can see.
Welcome to the underground.
Now, how do you like them apples?
This is my kung fu, and it is strong.
See you later.